Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here tonight, talking all about the Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, the Phenom versus the Beast SummerSlam special, which was ran tonight on the WWE Network after Monday Night Raw ended. After this, they're going to be showing WWE Nitro Volume 3 in order to try and get you to go out to the store and pick that one up. Honestly, if it wasn't for Jim Nye making a video last night, I don't even think I would have known that Nitro DVD is coming out. I'm not going to be picking that one up until it's on the WWE shop clearance. But I'm sure there's a lot of Nitro people who will go pick those out. WCW DVDs always do really, really well. But fun stuff with the network tonight. Honestly, in my mind, I will tell you that I think that the special that they ran tonight about Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar was a little bit of a letdown. You had a lot of cut-ins, none from Brock Lesnar, none from The Undertaker, but from legends like Stone Cold Steve Austin, your WWE Champion Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, many of the people that we've seen go up against Brock Lesnar since this. But basically what this was an outline of the timeline of events from WrestleMania 30 to right now. Maybe if there was some point along the way you stopped watching WWE or you just pay attention to the big shows. They talk about WrestleMania 30, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. The shock that was felt all throughout the WWE universe. Every single person that was in the Superdome, every single person that was at home watching the WWE Network. You can debate yourself whether if it was Vince McMahon needing something to sort of spark interest in people that didn't pick up the WWE Network in order to get WrestleMania. Maybe people hear the results. Undertaker lost at WrestleMania? What? I got to see this. How do I see this? I only have to pay $10. I can get the WWE Network. So it probably would increase a little bit of buys out there. I've heard that talk a little bit. Maybe some people just thought that it was time for Undertaker to lose and sort of move on to something else. But, we've seen Undertaker do WrestleMania 31. Here he is coming for SummerSlam 2015. So maybe it wasn't right for Undertaker to lose it. And I know that Paul Heyman is saying that SummerSlam 2015 is, the only place to have this match because it's the match too big for WrestleMania. But honestly, I don't know. I don't want to say that this got me less hyped up for the match, but it just wasn't honestly what I was expecting. The other night on Saturday night, I sat down and I used the WWE Network to watch the last four Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker matches. I thought this was going to be a history of the feud. Instead, they completely act like 2002 and 2003 never existed. I know that when people talk about the WrestleMania 17 Triple H versus Undertaker match, people say that, the reason why they didn't bring it up for WrestleMania 27, WrestleMania 28 was the fact that maybe they didn't want to act like Undertaker wasn't the dead man. Maybe he was just the biker, and that's a period of time that they don't like to talk about with The Undertaker. But those matches sure were featured on the Streak DVD, and pause this, I apologize, but they were featured on there, and they should have been featured honestly just about anywhere else. It's a big time match. Undertaker versus Triple H tore the house down at WrestleMania 17, debatably right behind Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock. Was one of the best matches on the card that night. I really liked it, but if you don't know the storyline, basically what they talked about was that Taker wasn't at his best that day. Brock Lesnar beat him at WrestleMania. As he's going to the back, JBL wonders if we were ever see the Undertaker ever again. As he loses the mats and he saunters on to the back and even sort of waves to the fans as he's leaving. I thought that signified that he was gone. They should have took him out on a stretcher like they did at WrestleMania 27, because that's really what the storyline was for WrestleMania 28, was that Triple H had beat this guy within an inch of his life, and there was no way in the world that he was going to be able to come back stronger than that last match, and Triple H would have his number at Hell in the Cell. But, Undertaker was able to pull through and win, but Undertaker just sort of walked out. Maybe they thought that was going to be his last match. From there, they talk about Brock Lesnar using that motivation from beating Undertaker, springing it into going to SummerSlam, and at SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar would dominate John Cena to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. They skip immediately from there. They don't bring up Night of Champions, and they sure don't talk about anything that happened in the fall because he wasn't there. until the Royal Rumble, where they talked about Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Definitely one of the toughest matches that Brock Lesnar has had inside WWE. During the match, Brock goes through a table. At that point, the announcers say that he's broken a rib, and they actually have EMTs at ringside trying to find a way to carry him out. I remember I was sitting at Victor's cousin's house, and we were all watching the Rumble together, and I thought that this was guaranteeing us that we were going to be crowned a new champion. Maybe they were going to have to go, without the script, because of the fact maybe Brock was picked to win, but Brock was getting carried on a stretcher, and as the match goes on, and out of the middle of nowhere, Brock Lesnar jumps into the ring, and is able to hit the F5 and is able to claim the victory from a match that most people thought he was taken out of, and there was no way in the world that he was going to be able to rally back and get into it, because he was getting on a stretcher to get pulled to the back. From there, he's the champion going into WrestleMania, where he fights against Roman Reigns, who had won the Royal Rumble that night in Philadelphia. They have a hard-fought match, and in the middle of it, Seth Rollins comes running out with the Money in the Bank briefcase, changing the match from a two-way to a three-way, and Seth is able to steal a victory, become the champion, and Brock is outraged. They talk about the fact that Brock leaves WWE. He's not around until he gets that championship shot at Battleground, and is at the point when Brock Lesnar is about to hit the F5, the lights go out, and there's the Undertaker looking for revenge. They don't not talk about it, but they honestly don't talk about the fact that Undertaker was at WrestleMania 31 as well. He fought Bray Wyatt. It just was a match that they don't want to talk about. They don't want to build it up. Even when Brian Saxton was talking about the Undertaker, they were saying, he was saying the fact of, we haven't seen this guy in 16 months. I saw the guy. I honestly wasn't paying that much attention to the match at WrestleMania because I didn't care about it, but I saw him. He was there. Don't doubt my intelligence. But, at Battleground, Brock was costed the title. Undertaker came back that next night on Monday Night Raw, and, the fight was on. Undertaker challenged Brock, says that you took from me what I wanted, and, that's just what got the whole thing all fired up and got it all going. So, we're going to see a fight at SummerSlam. If you honestly go back and you watch the 2002 matches, from Unforgiven and from No Mercy, one is just a regular match, the other one is a Hell in a Cell, you will be fired up for this match. Even though this was 13 years ago, these matches are really, really good. Brock Lesnar's rookie year, Undertaker's a little bit younger. I'm not saying that SummerSlam's going to be bad, but if you go back and watch these matches, you can definitely see there's a young rivalry building between these guys, which they should have used as building blocks of this feud on this special, but they didn't, and they failed us.